Hey there, today we're doing a review of the Korin ClickPack X. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best travel and EDC gear for over 7 years. So in this video, I'm gonna show you everything you need to know to decide if this is the bag for you. I'm gonna show you what fits in the bag. We're gonna double check its advertised capacity. I'll give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall score. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold that this is the bag for you, I'll make 2 alternative bag suggestions that you might like a little bit better. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the gist of the Korin ClickPack X. And I'm really excited about this because this is my first Korin review. And this is an interesting bag company because it's like they're really popular for some niches, but yet in this carry community that I'm kind of a part of, we're a bunch of crazy bag nerds, they're not really popular. Because the gist is that Korin specializes in one thing, making bags that are extremely secure. And they launched a bunch of bags on Kickstarter and have raised millions. Let me run you through some of the top features of the ClickPack X. It's got a very sleek silhouette, one external water bottle pocket, a quick stash top pocket with magnetic closure, a hidden pocket in the back panel, also with magnetic closure, an interesting wire charging system that connects via the shoulder strap. I got some thoughts on that. We'll talk about that in detail 3 chapters from now. Slash-proof primary fabric, and then a main compartment that is going to be a nightmare or a dream come true, depending on what you're prioritizing. And then in that main compartment, you got these gussets that can then give you access to a full clamshell style opening. And a lot of other really interesting features, all of which that are built around security, that will break down step by step throughout the entire review. Now, Korin claims this bag is 18 liters capacity, but here at Nomads Nation, we always double check these things with our factory grade measuring system. As you can see here, we got the main compartment fully packed out. Real fast, let's do a quick dimensions check. We got a height of just under 16 inches, a width of 11.5 inches, and a fully packed out depth of 7 inches. As for the volume, so as you can see right here, we're at 5'10", just under 15 liters capacity for the main compartment. And that confirms my suspicions that this bag is not a full 18 liters, and there's 2 contributing factors for that. Well, one is just the fact that it's smaller. But 2, it's just the build of this bag and how tight it is because of the fabrics. This material is so padded, guys. It has to be, right? Because it's slash proof. I assume that there's metal in here, but we're gonna find out shortly. And like, just the build with the padding and then like the top on it, like it's just not a bag that's gonna be very malleable. So I think if you add the side pocket and the top, both of which have basically no volume, let's just be honest, the max capacity you're gonna get out of this bag is 15 liters. Next up, let's talk about the weight. Korin claims this bag is 2.6 pounds, which is definitely a bit on the heavier side for an 18 liter, which is actually 15 liters. I'm getting 2.7 pounds on scale number 1, and again, 2.7 pounds on scale number 2. The ClickPack only comes in one color option, black. Because of the padding on this bag, it looks the same whether it's empty or full. Here you can see what it looks like when it's empty. And here you can see it fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. All Korin bags are protected by their lifetime warranty, but I will say I know nothing about it, nor have I heard any feedback on how well Korin actually honors that warranty. And for all that, the ClickPack X runs around 200 to 230 USD, depending if there's a discount or what time you buy it. Now that price point is going to be our North Star moving forward, where we're going to determine if this bag is worth the price. But it should be noted that if at any point during this review, you're really digging this bag and you think it's worth the price and you're gonna get value out of it and you're thinking about picking one up, well, if you're gonna make a purchase, we do suggest doing so with the first link in the description. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the front of the Korin ClickPack X. First up, the aesthetic. And honestly, guys, just to rant on this bag a little bit as I've gotten some time with it, I think there's probably 2 reasons to really get this bag. One, goes without saying, is the anti-theft features. If you live in a particular area or you just have a particular preference, that theft proofness and theft resistant features are important to you, this is gonna be one of the best options in the market. But not only because of the features, but because it's got a certain look to it, because there's only really 2 theft proof bag brands that I know of. There's PackSafe and there's Korin. And they're both like the 2. And PackSafe is kind of more like, I don't know, like boomer travel-y a little bit. Like they're not like the sexiest brand, but they're more casual and kind of fun. But then you got Korin on the other side who's trying to keep things like professional and business friendly. So those are the two reasons why to get the bag. A is just how secure it is, but B, this aesthetic. Because it actually looks really nice, I think. It's modern without being too jetpacky, and it's so freaking clean. But that cleanliness that I'm referring to isn't necessarily just for the aesthetic, that's for the security, right? Because if we had front zippers and side zippers and other access points into the main compartment or other compartments, then the bag is less secure. This way, there's only one entrance point into the main compartment right here, and we'll talk about that in a bit more detail in the next chapter. Korin's branding, I think, looks very smart. It's a little loud, but not too loud. Black on black probably would have been a bigger hit, but overall, I'm okay with it. Now guys, on the front, this is normally where we talk about pockets and access points and lash points, but there's nothing here. It's so minimal, so we can really get into the good stuff now. Let the torture begin. Before I torture the bag, I'll talk about the fabric, which unfortunately I don't know a lot about it. Korin just says it's polyester. Now polyester is a phenomenal backpack material because it's very light and very water resistant. You can see right here, this is not gonna be a waterproof bag, but it's definitely not just gonna seep on through. And honestly, it looks brilliant. Like honestly, like I said, I've been looking to review a Korin bag for a while, and there's a lot that they're doing with this bag that I think is really beautiful. Like this fabric, it's really nice. It's coarse. It's got a really scratchy but premium feel to it. And yeah, I think it looks and feels amazing. But does it stop the thieves? I've been teasing it enough. Let's try and chop into it a little bit. So you can see, I got my box cutter, freshly sharpened, okay? And I'm actually really impressed. I'm putting some pressure, and I'm really gonna go for it. Ah, it's scary. Wow. Okay, results actually pretty impressive. I mean, we beat up the bag. You can see all these scratch marks. Those are probably gonna be permanent, but we were not able to penetrate at all. And that last scratch, it went deep, and I put some tricep into it. Like I really tried to puncture. And I'm sure that if we continued to apply more and more intensive pressure, or if we had more awesome tools, like a lightsaber or something, we'd get in there. But more or less, like, this is not a vault. You're just trying to buy yourself time, or you're trying to make your bag less stealable than the guy's bag next to you. And wow, not gonna lie, that's cool. It's actually really freaking cool. Slashproof, 100% agree with that claim. That is not false marketing. But to keep this fair and balanced, like if that's not an important feature to you, slash proofness, then this fabric, wow, I love the touch and the feel of it. It's really thick, and it's not gonna fit a lot of stuff within the bag. There's a lack of malleability. It's just so thick and padded. So just keep in mind, this bag was built around that slash proof feature. So it means that, there's other compromises that have to be made. You get it, I get it, okay, we get it. We get it, Aaron. Let's move on and talk about the next chapter. Let's chat about the middle of the Korin ClickPack X. And here's actually an example of the compromises with the fabric that I'm talking about. Because here we have the side pocket. Now normally a side pocket like this, you'd be able to get a water bottle in there on a backpack like this size with this much side space, but our 24-ounce Columbia won't even get in here. That's crazy. Like I've never seen a bag this size not be able to fit a water bottle this size. Which is fine, it might not be the world's best water bottle pocket. That's not gonna be a deal breaker for everyone, but your typical backpack that has your typical side pocket always can fit this. But if you prefer to use this spot for your umbrella, then much better, much cleaner. This is a fascinating little pocket because there's no real volume to it. You can see it's because of how thick this material is. There's no elastic materials connecting it. So when the umbrella's in there, it's really pushing into the main compartment, which is why we couldn't get a larger, more girthy water bottle in there. But now let us discuss the most important design choice on this bag, which is the fact that the only way to get into the main compartment, which is this whole like top lid zipper clamshell with gussets thing. Because again, I love Korin. I've only just met you, but I love you already. And the reason I love them is I love bag brands who are focused, and they make bags that serve a certain use case and purpose. And this purpose, obvious, anti-theft. So we have no zippers really to get into the main compartment when you do the zipper stowage that they want you to do. I'll show you in a second. First of all, this top lid is secured with a fidlock magnet right here. Male part, female part, they snap into place pretty well. These are not the strongest magnets. They're not gonna kind of like gravitate and snap into each other. You definitely have to like work your way into this. And it's something that you'll either like nail it and you'll find your system, or you'll be like me and you'll just never figure out to totally make it work. but you'll always find it in the end. Like you'll get there. It just might take an extra second. But here's the real meat and potatoes, guys, where we have a TSA lock underneath the hood, and this is where you can lock your 2 zippers into place. Also, if you didn't know, intelligence is future. Write that down. This TSA lock seems very high quality. You can set your own combination and then pop the zippers out, and that's how you get in. I think you get what's happening here, but just to reiterate the trade-offs, extra security, awesome. Extra annoyance to get into the bag every time you want to grab one little thing, not always as awesome. But it's like anything else. Like if you want a very secure vault at your home to store, I don't know, your gold or your Bitcoin hard drive. Or maybe a napkin with Deion Sanders' autograph on it. True story. Deion Sanders signed a napkin for me when I was a kid. Made my day. Whatever you want to store in that vault though, like the whole thing is like, if you want that vault to be very secure, you need like, you know, one of these and one of those and, you know, for it to be in its own room. That's how the vault is secure. So that's how this vault is secure. Main compartment itself, some interesting organization. Let's start by just breaking down the water bottle holder a little bit more. You can see that we have more space in here. And it would look like the 24-ounce Columbia should fit in there, but it just didn't. But the good news is, you know, there is volume that can be used. So if you can put something in there smaller, I got some gum in there, right? There is space in this pocket to store additional items. But like, look at this, like my hand is like stuck in there. Like I'm not the biggest dude, I'm 5'8". I ain't got the biggest mitts. This whole pocket, ow, ow. Am I missing something? Is there a way to, no, I think for longer, thinner, I think it's just good for an umbrella, to be honest, guys. Like nothing else you're gonna wanna put in that pocket. Not for me, at least. Tech protection looks pretty legit. I got a cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro right here. You can see, oh, we might get the 17-inch there. Got a 17-inch Asus Vivo. Oh yeah, wow, that is actually really impressive. For a bag this small to fit a 17-inch laptop, very impressive. The protection is pretty nice, actually. It's very well padded. This side as well. Then underneath here we have another pocket. Underneath this Hypalon tab, it's actually very nice, well designed. Good spot for flatter items like a notebook. I haven't seen this actual execution before. I gotta say, although this is gonna be a controversial bag, I don't think everyone's gonna like it. But even with that, Korin's doing some interesting little touches that I just like, that I haven't seen quite executed the way they do it. 2 zippered pockets, one see-through, one not. They're both pretty tight as well, but you can get some small things in there, like your meds and some tech stuff. I also like this mesh. I haven't seen this one before. It's got a really nice design to it. No elasticity, unfortunately, but it feels very robust. Notice too, we have these side stash pockets, this one of which has the battery sign. And the reason is, this is another feature on the bag where you can plug your battery into here. So you have an included wire, and this wire runs on through, up through here, and then into the shoulder strap here, so you can actually charge your phone on the go. So you have another outlet right there, plug the wire in, and then you got your phone in hand, keep your phone in the pocket. Gimmicky to me. I just don't know who's gonna use that. I mean, maybe some people will though. Maybe I'm not being understanding enough. If that's a feature that you would use, let me know in the comments below. Also should be noted, as I'm digging into the bag a little bit deeper, the zippers are non-name brand as far as I can tell. No YKK, no Riri, no nothing on there that I noticed. So at this price point, that's not my favorite. But hopefully Korin's lifetime warranty will have you covered in case the zipper does break. Fingers crossed. Now a 15-liter bag is not too big, guys. So you're gonna probably fit a couple of tech pouches in there and a hoodie. And that's about it. But it's a really manageable size. This is like my favorite size for EDC. And the last note in this main compartment is we have these Velcro gussets, which I'm glad they're there, but they're a little cumbersome to kind of get back into place. I just don't know in what situation you're gonna be unvelcroing them and revelcroing them, but I guess this does give a pretty good access point. I guess it's nice to have the option. The gussets do create a little bit easier access when you're EDCing, and then if you're traveling, get to your destination, you rip it open, so you get the best of both worlds there. This is where the lots of thick fabric buildup does get a little annoying, as closing this is just harder than it would be if it was a more lighter, malleable fabric and bag, but we're able to get the job done. Clip this into place. And one more note on this section while we're here, and this is actually a feature that, although I'm not a big security-minded person, I actually like this feature, especially if you're traveling, where we have the included retractable metal wire lock. And I like this because I'm always working around the world, and sometimes, you know, I'm working in a cafe, and it's a safe cafe in a safe part of town, and I'm willing to take the risk to leave my bag, you know, and stuff at the cafe table while I have to use the loo real fast. And that's when this comes into play. So what you do is just wrap this around the table or the chair, and then you snap it into place underneath the zippers here. Now I will admit, it's difficult to do. It's not the easiest, but it's totally doable. And then the zipper locks in to the TSA lock, clip this into place, and now this is connected to the table and it's not going anywhere. And also, let's use the Rambo knife. You can see, absolutely cut proof. I do think that's quite a nifty feature for the right person. Last feature on the middle is this quick stash pocket right here, which I don't love. It's very tight, guys. So like I got my sunglasses and I'm trying to put them in and the pocket is so tight. This whole bag is just so freaking tight because of the primary fabrics. But having said that, the glasses did go in there. The magnet does provide a very nice, strong, and flush closure. You're only gonna get your sunglasses in there. There is a bit of microfiber lining in there as well, keeping your sunglasses safe. It just feels a little tight on the shades, but I think it'll be okay. On the self-sanding scale, I give it a 0. This bag is beautiful and sexy, and it's got like this cut here at the bottom, which, like I said, looks beautiful and sexy, but not ideal when it comes to having a bag be a self-stander. And one last test. This is the typical personal item size in the US for flights. And I have to admit, if you're looking for a very sleek and secure bag, this would actually make a decent personal item. Totally fits in the dimensions required. And you got all the safety features for when you get to your destination. It's small and compact, which is personally like exactly what I love out of a personal item. Now, real fast, before we jump into the next section, if you are enjoying this review, I gotta say welcome to Nomads Nation again. And also, you might be happy to find out that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do YouTube reviews, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And if you love this like middle ground between EDC, travel, gear, and carry, then you are going to really like the Nomads Nation newsletter. Because it's unlike anything else on the market. We're also sending a few emails your way every month, bringing the top events in this industry right to you. I'm talking the newest drops, limited edition collabs, industry trends, and everything in between. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this amazing niche, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Moving on, let's talk about the back of the Korin ClickPack X. Top handle, quite nice. Decent room to grab, nice fabric. This is like a nylon webbing, feels very premium. Great implementation all around. On the back panel, we have this hidden magnetic pocket, ideal for a passport or maybe even your wallet. You can slide that in there and you hear, wait for it. Yeah, a very secure and satisfying magnetic closure. But if you put anything in this pocket, you'll feel it against your back, right? Like it makes sense. You have this really well padded compartment right here. So if you're putting things inside of it, it's gonna make it, not as smooth or flush. So a little bit of lumpiness happening. But in my testing, it was noticeable, but definitely not painful. Padding on the back here. You can see here, that's where the wire goes through for the charging station on the shoulder strap. Again, not really my cup of tea. I don't think there's a lot of value there. I think it's a little gimmicky. But again, if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Lash point on the shoulder strap, great for clipping something on externally on your bag. Now bringing this bag back to travel, again, I think this would make a great suitcase companion or personal item. We have the luggage pass-through underneath right here, but let's see. It feels tight. Everything about this bag feels tight, but okay, it's working. We've got a weird design with the fabric above it right there. I'm not sure what purpose that's serving. And this is coming in really tight. I don't like how tight that feels. Sometimes when these luggage passes are too tight, I just feel, or fear I should say, that the stitching is gonna pop out, but it seems very well stitched. We've got reinforcement, we've got, some decent fabrics. I think it's gonna be okay, but it's tight. Shoulder straps, we've got a dangle management system. Thank you very much, Korin. And this cute little piece of hardware helps you kind of loosen and tighten the nylon webbing. I say cute because I mean it kind of condescendingly. I think that bag brands always try to get cute with their shoulder strap hardware and try something new and interesting, and it never really works super well than just like the classic shoulder strap hardware that you see on the typical JanSport or Eastpak bag. Those just freaking work. So I don't always love it when bag brands try and reinvent the wheel with this, but it does work, it works. Now you might be wondering, Aaron, what's the knife for? Is there one more knife test? You're darn right there is, because I have to know if the nylon webbing is slash proof as well at the bottom of the shoulder straps, because I've heard that could be a potential location to cut one's bag. And I don't know if it is slash proof, but it's really hard to cut through that. So again, not sure if a little extra anti-theft TLC was put into the nylon webbing, but as you saw, I just gave it 5 or 6 good slash attempts Like I said, I'm putting like full tricep into that. Last point, comfort. I don't love the comfort of this bag, nor do I hate it. It's kind of in the middle. Shoulder straps aren't my favorite. They're really like loose and non-structured. I'm cool with the width. We're at 2.5 inches. No problems with that. Just like, I like a good shoulder strap. Let me show you. There it is. That has two things. PU foam, which you can see in the bottom of this shoulder strap, which is being utilized. That's like the cushiony, kind of like pillowy part. But then you want the EVA foam on the other side to give the shoulder strap some structure, which this one does not have. But keep in mind, guys, this is a 18-liter backpack that's really closer to 14 or 15 liters. And what that means is, you know, it's small. So it's never gonna be super uncomfortable. It's not carrying a crap ton of gear. So although it's not my favorite bag in terms of comfort, it's fine for the size. Okay, let's get into the most important part of this review. Let's talk about the overall pros and cons of the Korin ClickPack X. Pro number 1, very impressive theft-resistant features. Pro number 2, I think it's actually a really sleek, good-looking bag. And pro number 3, for me, I do think the metal wire lock is a nifty feature that I would get use out of. But on the flip side, all bags have cons. Here's my cons for the Korin. Con number 1, the lack of versatility with the water bottle pocket. Con number 2 is just how tight the bag feels because of all the padding and structure. And con number 3 is just the overall tightness with this top pocket. Okay, let's take these pros and cons, put them together, and give you our overall scores. First up, should be noted, these scores are personal, just based on my experience using this bag. For comfort, I give it a 3 out of 5. If it was a bigger bag, I'd give it a crappier score, because I don't love the shoulder straps too much, but it's small, so it works. It's middle of the road, it's fine, 3 out of 5. Number 2, value. You know what? I think it depends on how you look at it. Because if you're looking for a sleek, premium, theft-proof backpack, this could break the scale because there's nothing else really out there. So within the context of what you want and what you're getting, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It knows what it is. It's a very focused bag. And my overall score will be a 3.5 out of 5. You're not getting this bag because you want the world's best backpack. You'd buy a bag from Air or Evergoods if that was the case. You're buying this bag because you need or really want security features, and you're okay with the compromises that will come with those features. And just a reminder, if you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend doing so with the first link in the description because that link makes sure you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's where you can find them. But if you're not quite sold on the Korin, here's some alternatives you might like a bit more. First of all, if you are new to the Nomads Nation channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. This is where the Nomads Nation team, we all get together, we pick our favorite bags in different bag categories so you can know what the best options on the market are. I've gone ahead and linked that above. Also, I want to let you know, if you're new to Nomads Nation, you might not be aware that we actually started our own backpack brand here. It's called Firo. I started it after reviewing 300 bags. I had a vision to make my own brand. And since then, we've launched EDCs, slings, travel bags. We make modern bags for modern professionals. And I'm really proud of the community that we built over there. You can learn more at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're really close, with the ClickPack X, here's 2 bags that might get you a little bit closer. Alternative number 1 is going to be the PackSafe V26 Anti-Theft Tour Backpack. This is a great bag for you if you are looking for a bag that has a lot of security features, but you don't like the super professional, businessy look. You want something that's more casual, not only the way that the bag looks, but the way that it feels. It's nowhere near as tight as the Korin. It's a bit more versatile in that sense, but it doesn't look anywhere near as good, there's no doubt about that. And my second alternative suggestion will be the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. Great pick for you if you want some security features, but upon examination, you think that the Korin is maybe a little too extra. The good thing about Peak Design is it actually has kind of a similar modern professional aesthetic, while also offering some theft-proof features of their own, but done in a way that's toned down a little bit and isn't quite like the centerpiece of design of the bag. Honestly, all 3 bags are great. You just gotta find the one that best suits your needs. So to learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.